So yeah, that's really where the angle I'm coming from with games. Because objectively, eventually, what I want to do is like develop carnival games. Because 2021, they saying carnival dead. I say, well, I know you don't want to cuss, but I want to say fuck you. But we're gonna reimagine mass in terms of the traditional, in terms of the games, and let's really figure out how games does work for we now.
So, do you think that would be lucrative for you?
Gaming.
You said from a Trinidad carnival aspect.
Well, think of it like this. In the international field of gaming, there's no carnival stories. So the international market is open for that. But it has to be curated. It's not just like it's not like a copy and paste. We can't take God of War and stick a masked man on God of War. We have to know our stories to create that authentic experience. And locally, there's no gaming technologies. Meaning that we have not really observed gaming and how we would be able to use gaming technologies in our carnival or in our day-to-day structures. So there is so much. We're in a gold mine, long story short. But we had to make sure we had the right tools and the right stuff in it, and we can't just go a fly-by-night experience. We can't just slap, copy and paste and think, oh well, it worked for America, it worked for us, or it worked for Japan, it worked for us. We have to like sit down and analyze the data, analyze our culture, analyze that, okay, this was working for us for carnival from these years, and then this was working for us for carnival for these years. These are what working in games. These are kind of similar to what technologies we had for carnival. Let's see how they blend. Let's see how they collaborate, and let's see how it works as we now integrate in this new digital carnival experience. And those discussions are very interesting because a lot of them don't really take the discussion of games. They take the discussion of a spectacle, this 2-day streaming service. But the gaming technology is still very much interactive. Storytelling is there, and all these different things are there, and children are very drawn to games. So why aren't we really swinging that angle? So it's a lot to unpack, and I'm gonna do a whole new podcast series about that eventually. But for now, it's just like introducing conversations about games and play.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like everything in Trinidad is really, really tough to market. Besides rum, alcohol, whatever it is, right?
The Lyman culture.
Yeah, and I feel like the creative culture in Trinidad is the hardest culture to push, because I feel like people know that they need performing arts people. They need us performing artists, and they would still fight to give us the minimum payment and all of these kinds of stuff. So it's kind of hard for me. That's why I asked you if you think it would be lucrative, because it's like everybody have to know somebody to get to that point. And even if you don't know somebody, it's literally happen on accident. Like, it don't happen like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do it. And I feel like that's why our culture, so how to say it, it's like young people come up with ideas, like how you have this idea, and then you think about the amount of fight down you're going to get, and you'll stick at it for probably 6 to 8 months, and then when you recognize that everybody going to fight you down about it, it's like, okay, what's the next best thing? And then Trinidadians always think about what's the quickest way to make money. What does everybody like? What does everybody want? Not, you know what, we should introduce this because I feel like it could totally evolve us as a people. Like, this is something that could take us in a completely different direction. We mightn't see the money now, but in 5 to 10 years, our country could be making so much off of this. But it's just our mindset. Like, what is everybody into fitness? Okay, I'm gonna sell waist trainers. Like,
It's ridiculous because, I'll be honest, I had fight down for like 6 or 7 year now because
oh, you hear long?
nah, I hear real long. I'm deeply passionate about games. Like, growing up for me, I was in school. Well, me in school. I would literally give up my lunchtime. I'll give up my morning sessions, and I'll give up my afternoon to go GAT. I know I'm not calling the names, but GAT is a gaming place now. When I was growing up there, but I don't know what they are doing now. But that's how much I sacrificed in my childhood. I love video games. I used to play with all the fellas when I growing up. So to me, games was my life. Games was my way of life, and understanding it was what I wanted to do as a study, as a form of philosophy, as a form of like understanding who we are through gaming. And when you start going down those kind of concepts, you really start to see how mass comes into play, how we interact with our learning experiences, because our children don't really necessarily focus with just books now. And for you being a dance teacher and moving into the COVID experience, you kind of experiencing these things about like you have to use games, you have to use these kind of interactions and stuff to focus these children on whatever topic is at hand. Not so. So there's a lot of that in it that kind of makes me like aware that for Trinidad, we are a gaming nation. And when I say a gaming nation, I mean like from carnival, from the way we play, it's so natural for us. It comes out in like liming, it comes out in like the way we dance and the way we express ourselves. Like we are very naturally gifted players. And whatever we do, once we enjoy it, we shine. And we shine ridiculously bright in terms of outside it. Because I feel like anybody outside, Trinidadians who left Trinidad, they always shining in their fields.
Yeah.
I don't think any of my bread, like anybody I like try to keep in touch with, they just be like, yeah, wow, you are talented. Wow, you're a genius. Wow, la 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 la. And it's like, yeah, because we love what we do, wherever we kind of focus our minds to. Anyway, that's too much on me.
No, I'm listening. I mean.
What I wanted to kind of get to know is your understanding of games and your understanding of play. And you mentioned stuff prior that was about like gymnastics and dancing and all that stuff. And I know you as a good dancer, and I really want to hear them stories. So.
Oh my God. Okay, what specifically? Like what kind of stories specifically?
Well, coming up as a dancer, like how did play and dance work for you? Like dance is your play.
Okay. Well, as I said, I was a gymnast first. So I am a visual learner, so to see people do something, and especially when you make it into an interactive game. Okay, so I, as a teacher, so I can do 5 of this. How much can you do? And the more we make something, that's the thing about games. Like at the end of a game, people want a winner. People love a winner. So to make games, okay, you know what, we're going to do this exercise, and whoever could do the most, they could pick the next thing or whatever it is, even if it's not a physical token that you get, but being able to pick the next thing that you do, or being able to start 5 minutes before the next person or whatever it is, it's just fun when you could do something, you could achieve something and be rewarded in that sense, which I feel is the point of a game. So we would, because I'm a visual learner, anything that I could see and repeat, so that follow the leader pattern, is something that I even use today when I teach my kids. So usually when we start off class, they have exercises that they can remember off the top of their brains.
We're going back in 3, 2, 1, and we start back. All right. You have a lot of stories to tell me. So I want them. Yes. You can't give us so much of good stuff, and now when we hear, you can't give us nothing.
Some stories are like behind the scenes stories that you don't really want to know.
No.
Well, I don't want to be considered bashing.
They're not
people.
bashing. Who gonna know? Who gonna go hear what? This thing is nameless,
Yeah, it's nameless. But if anybody from that circle hears, they would literally know exactly what it is. Because it's an ongoing conversation. It's something that we speak about literally every single time we meet up. And that's the thing. People from that space, we have literally become a family. They are literally my closest friends now. So for my birthday, they literally surprised me with a surprise birthday party and stuff. So like we literally are close. Like we are very close. We see each other all the time.
So in a Nameless Podcast, we have stories that not even a Nameless Podcast can share about.
Because they would literally know.
Alright, well, if you're not going to share those stories, let me hear some other stories, because you have a bunch of stories just within how you talk and sharing.
Oh my God.
Let me hear your girl day stories. The misadventures of beep.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to figure out a story just I can tell you that probably does not have you know when somebody hear literally like one small detail in a story, they just be like, I know who that is, you know? So I'm trying to be like, okay, can I tell you about an experience that I had with an artist? Boy, my voice very distinctive. Can I tell you about an experience I had with an artist that literally felt like a game because it's like a merry-go-round? Okay, so I worked with this artist a few years back. I'm not gonna say exactly when, right? And we were literally performing with the artist for like the whole season, right? And to be honest, I made the initial call for, you want performers with you for your season, whatever it is, and then I had to leave the country. So anything after I left, negotiation wise, whatever it is, I was not present for that at all. Okay. Right? And the same thing that I was saying earlier, people love the idea of dancers, like, oh my god, dancers are great, whatever it is, but to pay us is always
I think that's just art in general, and where we come from.
When we start to say, okay, you need to pay for choreography, you need to pay us, whatever it is, and then when we start to make requests like, could you make sure that there's water when we finish because we got tired, whatever, and people are just like, they feel like dancers should just show up knowing all the choreography, like we don't have to rehearse, and like we just get a call and magically all of us on the choreography in our mind. So I can see it tomorrow. Like, bro, we need do the 3 weeks.
You need sessions, you need moments.
We need, and then when we start to tell them, the space costs, so if you want us to look good, the space costs. So nobody can practice, and like somebody as soon as they hear the price or in the studio, it's like, all they can practice by me. And I'm just like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, because you need the space to move and
and the space has mirrors, so we could see each other if we need to fix. And you are not a professional dancer, so you cannot come here.
I mean,
not you. The person is not a professional dancer, so you cannot come and say, okay, well, I know I don't have mirrors, but I can tell you all one little of it. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, it's really not how it works. So that whole thing happened. So I left the country, and a certain amount was agreed, which I totally did not agree with, because it was given the idea that, okay, the amount is small, but I'm not really going to carry every single event that I go to. So if we do 6 events in a night, it will add up,
So there was amount per event?
Yes. It's not like, okay, so we're doing 6 events a night, I'll pay all. No, it was every single time you touch a stage, that amount was paid.
Okay.
Right? And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to beat up about it. The choreography is not hard. So, okay, cool, no problem. They even went as far as to pay for us to get our hair done, whatever it is. Because I was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. I don't have to worry about that. I mean, I have a ass. What could I really be done? So I was just like, okay, no problem. I'm in. This negotiation was made. Cool, no problem. Got you. Cool. We get back and everything was running good. Everything was running smooth. Like at that season, we never had a problem with getting clothes, any of those things. Like we never wore an outfit one-on-ones. Like you never saw us. Yeah, you never saw us in something.
So it was on point in terms of performance.
Mm-hmm. So we were good, right? And then like I would notice things that would irk me, but I would try not to be upset about it, because it was like, you agreed to a certain amount and you said the dancers would go with you to everywhere you perform. Then on your story, you are like, fet number 1, fet number 15, fet number so. And for that night, we get called for 2 things. And you posting up number 6, number 7, number 8. But the agreement that you made before was, we agreed to the small amount because I am carrying you all everywhere I go.
Okay.
So, and you're not even trying to hide it. You're literally posting it, and you know that we follow you. So we are at home because at that point in time, all of us had to be around each other, because you know how the carnival season runs, right?
Yes.
You may not get a call for an event probably until 2 hours before they're like, yo, pass through, we want you to perform, or probably like 2 days before. So we literally had to be around each other all the time, because we never knew what was going to happen, when it was going to happen. And then to organize clothes and stuff, we just really had to be like, okay, I need to go and get this first away, I need to do whatever it is. So that was happening, right? And it's like you making people leave their home space to being at a closer location to you, just in case you get a call, when we literally used to ask by like, so every week we would say, so for the latest Wednesday, could you tell us what's going on? Because one of the dancers actually came from really, really far, like deep south, right?
Quite so.
Yeah, and we were just like, we need to know what's going on, because we can't just go on stage and not practice. We need to have at least 2 practices during the week, even though we know the choreography, just to always be fresh or whatever it is. And you're making people come from far. So you can't make people come from far and they have no performance this weekend or whatever it is, and then you telling us we have nothing, but your snap says something different because you want fit number 20, number 25, whatever it is, right? And we just like, okay, so this is clearly a game. You just calling us whenever you want. It's not the agreement that was made.
Okay, so alright, I love how you pull it back to games, and now it's like seriousness versus sincerity versus mind my language, fuck up free. Because games, you have those kind of different kind of players overall. You have people who be like serious about the work and also serious about the game, and like work when you're collaborating, especially in the artists, you know you have collaborating, you always have to do things, but you have to be sincere about it.
Yeah,
even though, like, I know if it's somebody else that you was going to engage with and somebody else that you trusted, that 2 hours is no scene, because they know the stress you're under, and they know for the season you're under, they would also put themselves under that similar stress to kind of help out and be like, yeah, I know this is not much, I know this is what it is, here, I do in my end of the bargain, I keep it up my end, I hope your end is coming true. But then you have others who play that same kind of game, and it'll be like they're literally on games, and not even on a good type of games, they're on more like that advantageous.
Yes. Because what's funny is let's move forward to Fantastic Friday. I was just like, okay, you know what? I actually came up with the whole concept for the performance and stuff. And people are always your friend until they get a bill. They're always your friend until they get a bill. And all of a sudden, after my bill was sent, you're querying, so why this on the bill? Why this here? Whatever it is. I'm just like, sir, young man, I literally had to find myself in Port of Spain getting stuff for the entire performance. Like, I had to get up, I had to take a day off from work, because at that point in time I was working. I had to take a day off from work and go to Fireworks with the artists to pick out stuff for them for their performance. You know, any dancer that's picking up themselves to do that? I literally was doing everything. Pick up myself, like I was dying, because we had performances that whole week. So I was dying. I had my driving tests to do all different kind of thing, and I'm just like, okay, I finished my driving test, I'm coming up here by you all now, whatever it is, going up there, going to the tailor to make sure that the clothes we pick out fit him, then to make sure that the clothes that we pick for the dancers fit what it is he wearing. So I was literally like doing everything. Now people always think, okay, you can do these things out of kindness, but no, you need to pay me to do these things. I was literally meeting with this person. Yeah, because it's like I have to pay for transport to do it. At this point in time, I wasn't driving. I was literally traveling everywhere, and I had to go and do all of these things, right? And the disrespect is that I sent a bill, and when I collected the money, a gap of money was missing. And when I asked the manager at the point in time, what happened to this gap of money, she was just like, oh, he couldn't understand why that money was needed, so this is the best he could do. And she handed me this. Now, the person that I am not, if I promise somebody something, because I had to hire all the dancers, and it was a lot of dancers. Before I could pay myself, I paid them. and make sure every last person was paid.
You took on the responsibility.
Yeah, because I hired these people. So I had to pay them and then try to organize how I was going to get my money. Now, after all of that, to be honest, I did not get my money until probably July, August of that year. And you know what time Carnival falls. And the only reason why I got money is because somebody that works from his camp actually came out and sang a song about him and mentioned the dancers in the song. And that's why he picked up the phone to call me to say, hey, listen, I have money for you. And that's how I ended up getting some, not all, some of the money back.
Okay, well, see, now the whole... You see, look at stories. You have stories for me, all right?
Yeah.
What's coming into my mind is like the understanding of business and games. Like business as a game. What's your thoughts on that?
All business is a game. All. Okay, it's just about who willing to play fair. Honestly, like who is willing to play fair? Another artist, I'm going to not call his name, although his name should be called because he's the
Nameless.
because I'm not gonna call him. Although he's the sweetest artist I've ever worked with in my entire life, he is not from Trinidad. He is not. And he truly respects dancers as artists. Let me tell you something. This man would literally call us and be like, when will they have rehearsal? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, forward me times. Okay. We would be in the middle of a rehearsal and he would just open the door.
So he will come and like spectate and see the...
And he learns the choreography. If I after this, I'm going to show you a small clip of him.
Okay.
He learns the choreography. He would do an entire...
So he's becoming a dancer and playing with you guys.
Yes. He gives us, and like last year we did Soca Mona finals with him. And he would literally be like, okay, I see in this here, we could take out this and put in this instead. Like, I feel like I would be able to get that step and I would do it with you all and we would look real good if we do it together. Whatever. And he would literally come with a whole concept in mind. Okay, so here, right, we're going to wear green. All of us going to wear green. Tell me what you think the girls could wear. Send me sizes. So last year, I literally went to one seamstress and she made all of our, like, if I pull up the picture, all of us were wearing the same thing. Like, it came from the same person. All of us were wearing the same thing. So it's like, he pays so much attention. There's never a point in time, like, you know, and sometimes that story.
I'm waiting.
Listen, this year I had a experience like that. This artist, called us literally the day before our performance. He had no idea what we were doing. He just came, he went on stage, and we were confused. We were like, bruh, like everybody, you ever see dancers literally standing up on stage and the panic in their eyes, like they're watching each other like, bro, what to do next, what to do next, what to do
True
next.
ways.
Like, literally, because it's like, we have choreography for this, but when we ask, because we usually ask to send a band rehearsal or give us an idea of how your song is going to run. Are you singing the verse 2 times? Are you not singing the second verse? Like, tell us what to do. And they're like, we're going just like the song. We're not changing anything. It might have a low in between, but we're going just like the song. And now when we reach on stage, like 2 verses pass, and then the chorus was sung like 3 times, and everybody's watching each other like,
freeze up. Did you guys freeze?
That's the thing. We're professionals, thank
Good.
God. But it had like a point, like when we look back at it, we're like, dog, we didn't really stand up on the stage here, like, what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because at a point in time, we turn like our backspace, the audience, and literally when we turn, everybody's like, dog, like, what the hell?
Okay. All right. I'm going to pin on that story because these are real good stories. I had to bring it back to games. Okay, I had to bring it back to games, and after we bring it back to games, we'll have like about a couple more discussions, and then we kind of wrap it up. You mentioned... Wait, what? I can't read hands? I can't...
I'm telling you, it's 150.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. We have like 5 minutes then. All right.
Oh.
So, wrapping up. You're talking about games as like business and people who don't like to play fair. We're talking about games as like performances, and like when you had when you had to perform, you had to perform because you're still a performer or a player, because again, acting and all that stuff and making the connections and things. What's your closing points on like that reflection of how that as a game, those experiences?
Okay, so basically I feel like real life, game-wise, being prepared, right? Performing art-wise, I would say just like before you start a game, they always like give you the rules and the regulations of a game. They tell you what is allowed, what is not allowed, like those kinds of things. That's where dancers, well, the performing arts arena fall short. We literally just enter into a game without even bringing something like, this is what I will do, this is what I will not do, this is the guidelines of this.
So rules of play.
Yeah.
Or rules of engagement.
Yeah, we literally do not have a playbook. We never have, okay, guys, X means start, whatever. It's just like, we just show up, do what we have to do, and then we end up in plenty poop after, because we set up ourselves, and I'm sorry to say it, but we literally set up ourselves. People, come with your book, come with your guidelines. Tell people what you will allow and what you will not allow. Contract.
Oh, contract.
Come with a contract. Sign terms of agreement, terms and conditions, you know. Most apps, when you get those apps, you literally have to agree to it before you can even play the game. Let's be smart. So let's literally be smart about it. Seriously.
Okay. And in terms of like rules, I mean, yeah, I love that whole playbook analogy. Now, closing points for me now, like interaction between people, because there's two different players. You had the one that was the boss man, and you had the one that was the dancer. Boss man wasn't taking care of the dancer, etc., etc., etc. I would say if everybody is a player, understand the rules that you've been given. If you're playing the boss man and you have to respect your dancers, respect them.
Correct. Yeah, but you're not gonna get people like that all the time, though. There's not going to be, and there are some people who literally think of people as props.
Yeah,
right? You see, I would have those people in games that literally there to be shot. Like you know, yeah, they literally don't have a purpose. It's like, oh, look, somebody again.
They have a purpose. Their purpose is to get shot, but
well, you know,
they're
and
not
then
good.
The standards, the standbys, you know, just pass it or whatever it is. It's literally feel like that sometimes. Like they literally think of dancers like that.
Yeah, don't think of people like that.
Yeah, they literally think of us like
all
that.
Players are players. And I think that is the best part of it.
As you said, everybody have a purpose. You just said that. And as people in real life imagine living beings, think of people as a prop. Like we are living just like you.
All players are players.
Yes.
All right. Vibes.
Yeah.